keeps the cold out and the heat in. Macroglaze. The double glazing experts that give your windows that touch of glass. Macroglaze. The sweets you can eat between meals without ruining your appetite.
What's all this then?
The answer to your heating problems and the surefire way to increase the value of your property.
A load of cobblers, is it?
Yeah. If I were you, I'd stick to an extra cardigan and a mug of Bovril. Macroglaze. The double glazing experts that make your house a home. Macroglaze. The thieving toe rags that pay peanuts to unskilled wallies like me. Win £1 million and a date with Gazza if you can answer one simple question. Why am I doing this?
You've been framed, darling.
Have you ever considered double glazing?
Double egg and chips, yeah. Double glazing, no.
Take a leaflet anyway, will ya? The tree's already dead. That'll keep Adolf happy. Dave!
Sharon, I don't believe it.
So I said to her, Mummy, I know what to wear to a family celebration. I won't let you down.
Well, what are you going to wear?
Well, I toyed with black leather, but my Uncle Lionel has a pacemaker.
Dorian, you old tart.
I'm joking, Tracy. This is my nephew's bris we're talking about, not a Hell's Angel reunion, more's the pity.
This bristlart, is that when the poor little mite has his... Well, when they... you know...
Yes, it is, but root vegetables are rarely involved in the ceremony.
Sounds like your mum don't trust you much.
She never has. Not since Judith Gelman and I said we were doing extra netball practice, but really we spent all weekend outside Paul McCartney's house.
Last week was this?
I've still got his plectrum in my knick-knack drawer.
Well, I trust my Garfy. He's a good boy.
Not if he's a normal, healthy 16-year-old who likes very loud music.
Yeah, I know. It ain't exactly Mullikintyre, is it? He's been playing that racket ever since he came home for half-term. Apparently it's the Happy Carpets or the Inspiral Mondays or something.
Well, can't you get him to turn it down? Your RSJs are vibrating.
I don't want to. It reminds me he's here. And then I pretend my Daryl's here and all, and that Garfy's music's giving him such an headache that he storms upstairs and they have this dirty great Barney, and there's a lot of shouting and screaming and door slamming and stuff. Just like the old days.
Oh, for heaven's sake, Tracy, you're spoiling that boy. I mean, look what he's got you doing.
I'm making a shepherd's pie, so?
Well, why can't you buy it from Marks and Spencer's like a normal one?
Because, Dorian, before Marks and Spencer's was invented, people used to use these rooms, kitchens they're called, to cook food. Anyway, while Garfy's home, it's like we're a family again. Well, almost. I want to cook for him. It's what mums do.
And they nag. And they emotionally blackmail. And they make you feel like you've let them down.
Thinking about anyone in particular, are we?
It's all that baby's fault. If my brother Geoffrey and his wife hadn't had it, Mummy wouldn't be phoning me all the time and I wouldn't have to keep escaping round here.
Oh, that's it. Blame it on a poor, innocent little baby. I suppose Mother Teresa and Cliff Richard are implicated and all.
My brother Geoffrey may be my own flesh and blood, but he's a nebbish. He lives in a stone-clad semi in burnt oak, has terminal dandruff, and was last week publicly humiliated on Beadle's About.
Yeah, he weren't the one with the horse manure, was he?
But he's made Mummy a grandmother 4 times, so he's Mummy's darling and I'm Auntie Dorian.
Auntie's a very important door. I mean, look at the way Sharon dotes on Garfy.
Can't you get that antisocial little hoik of yours to turn that noise down? Glasgow police are getting complaints. What you do? Got your bum super glued to one of our stools again, I see.
Suffering from a touch of executive stress, are we, Sharon?
Macroglaze, the experts. Talk about cowboys. I reckon they trained Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid.
Well, it says here, as seen on national television.
Esther Ransom, probably.
Not all double glazing firms are villains. My Daryl did it for a while.
you Joan Collins? I mean, I don't want to look like mutton dressed as lamb.
Or old Boiler dressed as game bird.
If you wear the right hat, you can really make a statement.
Chris was in a balaclava when the old Bill got him to make his.
So you definitely prefer it to this one?
Yeah. Nah. I don't care. Listen, this nephew of yours will have taken his driving test by the time you decide.
Couldn't you try to be interested? I mean, I've seen more enthusiasm in a Benetton shop assistant.
OK, Dot. I'll tell you what hat to wear to your nephew's cut and blow dry. If you lend us your diamond earrings for tomorrow.
My Tiffany studs?
Dorian likes to keep her studs to herself, Shal. You know that.
Oh, go on, Dor. They'll go great with this new jacket I got down Wood Green Shopping City the other day.
No earrings of mine would dare.
Well, where are you going, then?
Just out.
Well, I didn't think you were getting all tied up to stay in and unblock the dishwasher.
I know the signs, Tracy. It's a new man.
Is it, Shal?
Not exactly a new man.
Must be an old man, then. You've been picking up wrinkles outside the library again.
Look at her. In a sudden death playoff, she could outsmirk Bob Monkhouse.
If you tell us who you're seeing tomorrow, Dorian will borrow you her studs, won't you, Dor?
I'd rather sleep with Bernard Manning.
I bumped into Dave today.
Dave. Dave with a squint and a snack bar. Married for Angelo's sister and found Jesus.
Dave with a squint married for Angelo's sister. He never.
Cross my heart. Apparently they're living together in a mobile home on Canby Island. and
Yes, could you
she's-
possibly try another Dave, Tracy? The suspense is killing me.
I don't know any others.
Dave. Dave, the telecom engineer, you know.
Oh, no. That Dave.
He's installing telephones in that new office block near the shopping centre. We're meeting for a drink.
Do you think that's a good idea, Shal?
Yes, I do, Trace. You can't have a new office block without telephones.
You know what I'm talking about.
Yes, but I don't. This is like switching on halfway through Neighbours. Not that I watch it, of course.
He was gutted when you give him the big E.
I weren't exactly out partying myself.
Yes, could someone just tell me who Dave is?
You tell her, Shal. If I do, you'd only say I've got a bigger mouth than the Channel Tunnel.
Why should I? So she can gossip about me at that knocking shop she calls a tennis club.
I'd change your name to protect your identity.
Oh, cheers, Dor. Dave's a bloke I was seeing just after Chris got put away.
Was it a brief interlude of wild, unbridled passion?
Yeah, it was. Followed by an even briefer interlude of pregnancy.
You mean you got rid of? You didn't have... You hadn't...
Got it in 3, Dor. Have you never heard of a woman's right to choose?
Heard of it? I practically invented it. But why didn't you tell me this at the time?
I hardly knew ya. I hardly knew myself come to that. I was pregnant and I just couldn't handle it. Then?
What do you mean, then?
Well, I wasn't ready for a kiddie 2 years ago, but maybe now I am.
You never missed Sesame Street, so you're halfway there.
Look, Dave's a great bloke, right? You said I was mad to let him go. Maybe we can pick up where we left off.
Where was that?
In the back of his telecom van more often than...
And you're telling the truth about the baby?
You mean he doesn't know?
Well, he knew I was pregnant, and he knew I didn't have the baby. He thinks it was a miscarriage. I had to lie to him, Dor. I was in a right 2 and 8. I didn't want to hurt him.
I do understand, Sharon. You see, lying isn't only about deception, it's also about protection. Oh, that's rather good, isn't it?
Well, maybe now's the time to tell him the truth. Bare your chest, so to speak.
Hopefully I'll do that and all.
Where'd you skive off to?
I went round Jason's.
I went round Jason's house.
No, you didn't. He would have said.
You never touched your shepherd's pie.
I didn't fancy it. We call it sheep turds pie at school.
That private education certainly seems to be paying off.
You could have said your Auntie Sharon had to help me eat it.
Yeah, we
Don't even think about it, Garth. You ain't too big for a clip round the ear hole.
I'll get you a step ladder, shall I?
What happened to what's his name? Gary. The head case with a tattoo.
Gary didn't have no tattoo.
He did. I see it that night we come back from that party in Dagenham. And he stuck his bum out the window at a Pendercar.
He's lived in the fast lane, guess. He ate someone's goldfish once. When we asked him why he did it, he said it was like Everest, because it was there.
So what's he doing now? Selling timeshares in Ibiza? Gun running in Mozambique?
Accounts clerk at MFI. It happens to us all. We all settle down sooner or later, Sharon. I'd have been right for settling down and all if you'd only given me the chance.
It weren't you, Dave, it were me. I weren't good for nothing when we met.
You were. We knackered the suspension on that telephone.
We did have a laugh, didn't we?
I never met anyone like you. You didn't give a toss what anyone thought. You just went for it.
That was the trouble. After Chris got banged away, I felt like a 15-year-old. Trouble was, I couldn't find one, so I picked you. Even with Tracy's calmed me down a bit.
Yeah, she's a diamond, your sister. Still remember the way she broke the news to me about the baby.
Yeah. Look, we need to talk about that, Dave.
No, we don't. I read my name's Bella. I know what you went through. I'd just like to go through it with you, that's all.
I need to tell you something because you're a diamond and all. I must have been 2 slices short of an Ovis to split up with you.
Actually, Sharon, there's something I need to tell you.
What's that?
Nah, it's okay. You go first.
Well, you know my marriage weren't exactly made in heaven. Beirut, more like. And, you know, I went a bit wild after Chris got put away.
Like a 15-year-old, right?
Right. Well, when 15-year-olds get pregnant, more often than not, they're too immature to give their kids a proper start in life. So they don't have them.
What's that got to do with us?
Hang on, I'm getting there. You got to remember, Dave, 10 years with Chris have convinced me that all blokes are thieving, lying toe rags. And those are just the nice ones.
Well, I ain't.
Yeah, I know that. I was wrong. But that's how I felt. I was pregnant and I was scared. What I did for the best.
Are you telling me what I think you're telling me?
What do you think I'm telling you?
That it weren't no miscarriage.
Don't put creases down the legs, will you, Mum?
But I always used to put crease in your dad's jeans.
Exactly.
Right, now, what shirt do you want? The one you wouldn't have been seen dead in 2 years ago? Or the one that looks like an explosion in a paint factory?
Do them both, eh?
The Milky Bars are on me.
Oh, lovely. Garth, he loves chocolate eclairs.
Here, Garth, what's the school nickname for the... On second thoughts, don't tell me.
I'll have one for breakfast, thanks. I'm going to the multi-screen with James tonight.
Your shirts will be ready in a tick, love.
You two rehearsing for a Purcell commercial or something? Well, obviously, a public school education only runs to teaching kids how to become merchant bankers and manage rock bands. Shirt ironing's pretty low down on the curriculum, is it?
I like ironing shirts.
Andy's bringing this rag into the house. The only paper specially designed for people whose lips move when they read.
Give it a rest, shall I've had Dorian bending my ears all day about that nephew of hers.
Well, I've had a great day.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Dave, that explains the cakes. What happened, Shal? What did he say? What did you say? What did he say after you'd had your say? You did say what you had to say, didn't you?
Well, I told him, if that's what you're getting at. And he went dead quiet, Trace. I thought he was going to storm out the pub or something. He looked awful.
But
What do you mean, but?
Well, there has to be a but, or you won't be showing more ivory than a grand piano.
Well, we're going to that wine bar up the high road tomorrow night, so I think it's going to be all right.
Oh, that's smashing.
Oh, just think, Trace, if we can make a go of it, this time next year I could be knitting nappies.
Oh, go on, you stupid toilet. I thought I'd be in there from Monday to Saturday.
Not exactly flush with success, eh?
Apart from anything else, you can't swing a kitten in that cubicle. I bent over to pull up my knickers and I got wedged tight.
When's it due?
4 weeks' time, fingers crossed. I think the kids set up a mobile disco in there.
Still, you must be excited.
Yeah, I am. I couldn't borrow your airbrush, could I?
Yeah, of course you can.
Oh, tap. You got any kiddies?
No, but I'm hoping to soon. See how things work out, you know.
You can't wait to have them, and then when you do, you wish you'd plumped for 2 weeks in Lorette instead.
Plump for? That's good, that.
Oh, don't remind me.
Cheers. Well, good luck then.
You and all, see you in mother care.
Oh, you've met, have you?
We got chatting in the loo.
Lynn, this is Sharon. Sharon, this is my wife, Lynn.
What about electricity shares?
You what?
As a gift for my nephew. £500 worth of electricity shares. That would really show Geoffrey who's the poor relation.
Stocks and shares don't exactly have sentimental value, do they, Dor?
Marcus kisses his goodnight. So how do you think Sharon's getting on?
Knowing that mouthy little sister of mine, she's probably proposed to Dave by now.
I hope she plays it cool. The last thing you should do is show a man you're desperate.
Tell that to the plumber you wouldn't let out of your utility room last week.
You know them both. Who do you think is the right kind of man for Sharon, Chris or Dave?
No contest. Dave's honest, thoughtful, sweet, wouldn't hurt a fly.
So we'll have the baby in with us till we move somewhere larger. We want a proper nursery and everything, don't we, Dave?
Yeah.
He's made this lovely mobile from a photo in one of my magazines, Ducks and Bunnies. It's ever so sweet.
Dave always was good with his hands.
How long ago did you know him?
A couple of years ago now. We used to knock around a bit, didn't we, Dave?
Yeah. Had a laugh. Nothing serious.
Sharon was saying she's hoping to have a kiddie soon, Dave. I bet she'll make a great mother, don't you think?
Smashing. Who's the proud father to be then?
Oh, they're all fighting over me. Mel Gibson, Jeremy Paxman, Julian Clary.
Those loos are terrible, Dave. Couldn't swing a kitten. I bent over to pull up my knickers and I got wedged tight.
Yeah, you already said.
Still, I can give Jerry Cotley's tent back when this little monster pops out. You will let me know if I can pass you on any of my maternity dresses, Sharon. Only they cost a fortune to buy, and you never get enough wear out of them, do you?
Yeah, I will. Cheers, thanks, Lynn. Look, I've got a bit of a headache. I think I'll be on my way.
Oh, have ya? Must be the music in here. Yeah, you get off phone.
Bye, Lynn. Bye, darling.
I'll help you find a cab. Sharon, wait!
You bastard. Oh, you set me up. You knew I wanted us to give it another try and you set me up.
I tried to tell you about Lynn in the pub, but you were too busy dropping your Scud missile.
You should have said. All right, I'd have been upset, but at least I'd have known the truth.
Look who's talking. The whopper you told me. You should have a bigger nose than Pinocchio.
It was my life and my choice. Neither of us were ready to be parents.
And now I am. You're gonna have to find some other bloke to do the business, ain't you, Sharon?
Still, I got something out of all this.
Oh, yeah? And what's that?
I found out what a scumbag you are.
Me?
At least I didn't drag some other poor sod into this dog's mess like you did your Lynn.
Don't bring her into it.
Why not? You did.
You deserved it!
Yeah, but she didn't. Now you go in there and apologise right now. Because I tell you something, Dave. You are going to make the world's worst father if you can't stop behaving like a kid yourself. How could I have been so stupid? I mean, what sort of idiot am I, eh? Have I got "kick me" tattooed on me bum or something?
It wasn't a great success, I take it.
The only reason Dave invited me out tonight was to introduce me to the little wife. Only she weren't so little. She was 8 months pregnant.
Oh, Sharon. I do know how you feel.
You don't, Dor?
I do. One of my indiscretions introduced me to his wife at a party.
What did you do?
I gave him quite a mouthful the next time we met at our usual motel.
His poor wife.
Oh, she didn't mind. She was carrying on with a tennis coach.
No, I mean Dave's wife. I really liked her, Dor. And he used her just to take a pop at me.
Well, if he was prepared to do that, you're better off without him.
I know.
And be honest, Sharon. Weren't you quite prepared to use him too?
Yeah, I suppose I was. All right, I know I ain't come out of this exactly smelling of roses, but it's just I'd love a kiddie before it's too late.
You've got plenty of time.
What if I don't meet anybody? If I don't have a baby soon?
You'll turn into a spoilt, unfulfilled little madam like me.
I didn't mean that, Dor.
No, but my mother does.
Don't you ever wish you had kids?
Sometimes. When I need an excuse to see Bambi again. Or when I see Geoffrey's children playing angelically in the garden. But you see, there comes a point when you have to choose. Children or beige carpets. I opted for carpets.
So you don't regret it then?
Of course not. Actually, my last therapist thought my interest in young men stemmed from my not having children.
Could have a point there.
No. I think it's more due to the fact that young men look good without their clothes on.
You got in late.
Yeah.
Breakfast? I can do you a nice big fry-up if Garfy hasn't had his way with the bacon and eggs.
Coffee will do, Trace.
You're hungover, aren't you? That Dave always knew how to put it away.
You never even got it out.
Sorry?
I'm hungover, but it's got nothing to do with Dave.
You did meet him?
Oh, yeah, I met him. And I had 1 glass of house white with him. I got rat-assed with Dorian.
Dorian was here too. Start at the beginning, shall we? You've lost me.
I met Dave at the wine bar. And I met Mrs. Dave too.
He brought his mum.
He brought his wife.
Oh, Shao. He's never married.
And about to become a daddy. Honestly, Trace, that bloke's got more lead in his pencil than Pop Larkin.
And he let you find out by bringing his wife along. The lying toe rag.
Dorian reckons I'm better off without him.
Well, what's she got to do with all this?
Well, I went round to see her after I got back from the wine bar.
Oh.
I had a bit of a chat. Then we cracked open a bottle of Marcus's best brandy and watched a sweaty bit from Dirty Dancing half a dozen times.
Well, why didn't you tell me?
You don't like Patrick Swayze?
You know what I'm talking about. Why'd you pour your heart out to Dorian?
I don't know. I thought she'd understand.
Oh, whereas I'd just laugh and say serves you right, I suppose.
It's different for you, Trace. You've had Garth. I needed to talk to someone that hasn't had kids. See how she feels about it.
And how does she feel about it?
Well, I don't think she regrets it.
Nah, then why's she always going on about how she's failed her mum by not having kids?
Because Dorian enjoys guilt the way you and I enjoyed Jimmy Nail and a chocolate hobnob.
I wish you'd told me, Shal. Maybe I could have helped.
Oh, no, Trace. It's just I felt such a prat. You said all along I was daft to expect too much from Dave.
You'll meet someone. And you'll make a great mum.
bloody noise. I'm sure he only does it to wind me up.
Oh, yeah, and when you were a kid, you played your Sex Pistols so quiet only dogs could hear it.
That was different. That was music.
It's a kid's shout. It's what kids do. And it's what your cute little baby, when you have one, is going to grow into.
No, Garth was never a cute little baby. Was he?
Oh, come on, Tracy. It'll take you out of yourself.
I don't need taking out of myself. I'm quite happy staying in with myself.
You don't want to frazzle.
Which is why the last thing I need is not out with you two old tarts.
To be honest, I'm not really in the mood myself, but I thought Sharon needed cheering up after that Dave business.
What a martyr. Where are you going, anyway?
To that new club down Woodford. See if we can find a couple of Patrick Swayze lookalikes.
I plan to mother them, and Sharon's interviewing fathers-to-be.
Oh, come on, Trace, come with us. Let your hair down for a change.
I can't. It's Garfie's last night.
Which the thoughtless little Herbert is spending with his mates down the bowling alley.
Look, you'll feel less sad about him going back to school if you come out with us.
You can sew his prison numbers on tomorrow.
I can't. I've got to iron his rugger kit, mend his blazer and help him pack.
We tried, Sharon. You can't say we didn't try.
You sure you're up to this? A night out with Doreen, you could wake up tomorrow in a Mexican prison.
To be honest, I weren't that wild about the idea. I think she needs cheering up after all the aggro she's been getting from her mum.
Oh, come on, Sharon. All the best ones will be taken.
Kids, who'd ever, May?